Now, Quddus, like I said, we're going to be, talking about the philosophy of the teachings of Islam, and I know that the background is very important if we want to, talk about it. What is exactly the background of this book? I mean, it was in fact a lecture, as I know, and the background itself is very important to understand the emphasis of this book in the present day.
Yeah, absolutely, Qaasid. I mean, to understand the true nature of this book and how important it was, it's important that we look at historically why it was written. And we find that in 1896, a conference of world religions was held and was being organized by a Hindu whose name was Swami Sandhu Shivgun. And he basically wanted to see, get together all the major religions of the world, the leaders of the major religions of the world, and for them to present different excellences of their religion and present it to an open audience for them to decide which religion is better than the other. So representing the Islam and championing Islam was the promised Messiah, ﷺ. He was invited, and Huzur wrote this essay, which is of course named Islami Usul Ki Philosophy, which is translated into the philosophy of the teachings of Islam. And this lecture, or this essay, was delivered by Hazrat Maulana Abdul Sahib Sialkoti, who was a companion of the promised Messiah ﷺ. He read it aloud in Lahore, where this conference took place. And in this conference, Qaasid, everybody was allocated different timings, that they have to present their paper. And it was a sign from Allah that when Huzur's paper was being, recited before the audience, an extra day was actually given for Huzur's paper because everybody wanted to come to the conclusion of it. And Huzur was given this glad tiding that Mazmoon Bala Raha, that this paper will be, head and shoulders above all other research papers that will be presented. And this was the case, that even so many newspapers of the time commented on this very fact, that the Islamic point of view of the 5 questions that needed to be answered was head and shoulders above everyone else's. So this is divinely written piece of work, and of course written by the Imam of the time, the Promised Messiah ﷺ.
I think one of the main reasons was how the Promised Messiah mentioned that it was his firm belief, right in the beginning of the book, he's actually mentioned that it was his firm belief that every single religion should represent his religion in accordance with the scripture of that religion. And so Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib alayhi salam said that I will be speaking on behalf of the Holy Quran, and whatever he, wrote, and will, go about understanding this, whatever he wrote in that lecture was defended by a manifold, number of verses of the Holy Quran.